Hi, I'm Tyler Whitney. I'm the Executive Director for Southern Adirondack Independent Living, also known as SAIL. Southern Adirondack Independent Living is dedicated to helping people live more independently across 17 counties in New York State. We help take problems and needs and turn them into solutions and help you live more independently. Southern Adirondack Independent Living assists over 5,000 consumers with over 20,000 services every year. That means that every time a consumer comes here, they're not only being touched by one service, but usually by multiple. As an agency that supports 13 different grant programs, oftentimes we find that people are actually in need of more services than they realize. Offering so many different services allows us to really be a one-stop shop. Someone who comes in for medical equipment, for example, in conversation, we may realize also needs home care services or also needs health insurances. So the impact is grand when you come to SAIL, and we're able to really explore different needs and supports that might help you in the community. So for SAIL, most people think of us as a equipment loan program. We're most forward-facing for our wheelchairs and our walkers. What people don't realize is all the behind-the-scenes services that we can offer, like helping assist with getting Medicaid for in-home care services or receiving home care services. Part of that is ensuring that you're planning that as early as possible. So one thing that I think people don't realize is that you can come to us much earlier than in your moment of need. You can come in and we can start the process of planning for that and working with you to set your independent living goals, working with your loved ones and your caretakers to make sure that you can live as independently as you choose. So a surprising fact about Tyler is that I am a die-hard Buffalo Bills fan. And one time I was at a hotel out in Buffalo and my number one idol, Jim Kelly, who was a quarterback for the Buffalo Bills, happened to be there. I worked up the nerve to ask him for a picture, and when I did, he asked if I wanted to exchange rings. I had my wedding ring on, and I put on his championship ring. I wish it was a Super Bowl ring, but I put that on, and he put on my wedding ring. We took a picture, and it was a moment that I will never forget. What gets me excited and motivated is not only helping individuals in our community, but when I come to work to help our staff and our employees really grow. A lot of SAIL is like a family. We have 42 employees here that work so cohesively to ensure that people have all of the supports they need to live independently. So first and foremost, it's most certainly helping people. Secondarily though, I enjoy really empowering our staff to grow, make decisions, and see them flourish with our community to live more independently. What I love about what I do is simply helping people. When I get out of bed in the morning, I think about, at the end of the day, can I lay my head down and know that I made the right decisions, that I helped a lot of people in this world? And that is every day here. We see people come in who want to learn how to tie their shoes or want to learn how to button their shirts. We also see people come in here that say, I've been diagnosed with stage 4 terminal cancer and I want to live my life at home and I want to make sure that I have those supports and those services. When I hear those stories, when I see those individuals, that's what really pushes me harder every day to do what we do here and to really support our mission. I started at SAIL in 2016, ironically in a different position as the Director of Navigator Services overseeing health insurance enrollment. And I made the decision to leave, and I left and I went to Fidelis Care and worked for Fidelis Care for several years, which was an excellent opportunity. But what I found is I really missed the spirit and the mission of SAIL. SAIL is really my home, it's my comfort zone, and I found myself looking to come back here. So when I came back as the Deputy Executive Director for a couple of years. And back in January of last year, had the opportunity to serve as the Executive Director for this fantastic agency, and it's been fantastic ever since. One of my favorite things that we've achieved here at SAIL is our work in the recreational space of independent living. I think we work so hard to ensure that people live independently, that they're able to stay home for as long as they can. But on the other side, I want to make sure that if we're staying home, that we're also able to thrive in the community. We have some really adaptive and neat pieces of equipment like beach wheelchairs, where we see individuals in their 30s come in and say, I've never been in the ocean. And we have a piece of equipment that allows a person who's in a wheelchair to get into that beach wheelchair and go fulfill their dream of being in the ocean. We have accessible golf clubs, we have accessible kayaks, all different pieces of equipment to help people enjoy the beautiful southern Adirondacks that we live in. Well, I am a dad to a 17-year-old fantastic son, so I'm full of dad jokes. My favorite dad joke would be, when does a joke become a dad joke? The answer, when it becomes apparent. I recently heard a quote that really changed the way that I think about things, and it was an Abraham Lincoln quote that said, "I don't like that man, I must get to know him better." I think that really speaks to the idea that regardless of first impressions and regardless of how we may feel about someone, oftentimes there's a lot going on behind the scenes that we don't know. And I think if we open our hearts and open our minds to more conversations, that we can really make a difference in gaining rapport with individuals in our community. So a piece of advice that I always give our staff is to remember your why. Remembering your why keeps you grounded. It allows you to be stronger than that bad phone call or that bad interaction or that perceived notion that we're not doing enough. Oftentimes it keeps us on track. I challenge myself and our team here to simply keep that in the back of your head. Remember that why, stay grounded, and oftentimes success will follow. The biggest thing that you can do to help support SAIL and help us with our change towards independent living is talking about independent living, is making sure that that stays focused in the forefront of not only our lawmakers, but city officials, town officials, making sure that individuals are thinking about sidewalks and thinking about disability services being a forward thought. We want to make sure that, like I mentioned earlier, if you're going to live in the community, we want to make sure that you can thrive in that community. So keep talking about independent living, keep talking about the services that we offer, and keep sharing the important work that SAIL does within those 17 counties. I think what I would say to our supporters is a simple thank you. Oftentimes, when individuals are talking about our services or come here to support us and support our mission, it's because they have been served by us and they have been in the world of independent living or have needed our services. So I say thank you for putting your trust in us to make this world a more accessible place to live.